What's going on, guys? It's Riley from The Real Yapper, and today we got a very special physical media video. This one's about the Criterion Collection's new box set CC40, which is a 40-year anniversary box set including a bunch of their best films, a bunch of films that a lot of people in the Criterion Closet have picked over the years. If you don't know about the Criterion Closet, it's basically when Criterion gets a bunch of filmmakers, directors, artists, sometimes they'll have musicians in there, and they'll just all pick out some of their favorite movies. And yeah, this is just kind of a bunch of the ones that a lot of people have picked, which unfortunately this box set has kind of caused a lot of controversy in the physical media collecting community, and I'm here to talk about that, kind of talk about why, and kind of give the pros and cons, see if whether you're a new collector, you're an old collector, see if you should buy this box set. And kind of that answer is going to depend on the individual person. I personally think this is a really cool thing, but would I get it? We'll find out. So let's get into it. All right, so as you can see right here, here's the box set, CC40. Very simplistic design, just kind of the Criterion logo, and kind of looks like the rings of a tree going in like that. And it just says CC40 on it. Very simplistic, designed by Eric Skillman, who's done the Pasolini box set. And he's also done Berlin Alexanderplatz, and he's been the art director and designer on a bunch of different Criterion releases, so he's a very good artist. I really like a lot of his work. If you don't hear, it's a little less simplistic, but still keeping with just that very simple CC40. You have a still from Do the Right Thing right there, so CC40 a couple times down the spine. Yeah, I think it's really good. The design's really great, but let's get into the actual box set. So reminds me a lot of this Ingmar Bergman box set, which is probably my favorite thing that Criterion's ever released. Ingmar Bergman is my favorite director. See, this one's also pretty simplistic, but you go into the box set and you have this book. This is a very long book, just very good read. There's a bunch of cool stories in here, cool stuff about Bergman's films, a lot of analysis on his films. And then here you have the films. So a lot of people don't like how these films are put in this box set, and I'll be going over that a little bit later. People don't like the sleeves like that. They want actual cases, but when you have this many films in a box set, it's just really hard to do that. I know for me personally, I had trouble with the Godzilla release, where the binding of the package kind of came undone, and some of the films went down and got some of the adhesive on them, and I did have to get a refund from Criterion, but they were very good about it. They gave me like, I think $40 worth of free codes for their site, which I used definitely during a sale. I can't even remember what I got at this point. But is this box set for you? First, let's go to the films, because this is kind of what a lot of people have been complaining about. All these films are very popular films in terms of Criterion. You know, maybe the average moviegoer hasn't seen 8.5, but certainly if you're a collector of Criterion, or if you like art house cinema, you've probably seen 8.5 by this point. Same with Tokyo Story, all that jazz. All these are great films, but most people who have been collecting Criterions have seen these films at this point, and that's kind of the big issue with collectors. So we're just going to go through them all. Fellini's 8.5, great film. Tokyo Story by Ozu, great. I love all that jazz. Bicycle Thieves, one of my favorite movies. Repo Man's great time. I've not seen Naked, but that's Mike Leigh. I haven't seen Jules and Jim either. I haven't seen Hal Ashby's Being There. Jean-Luc Godard's Weekend, I struggled a little bit as a Godard fan, but I'm going to visit it again at some point, but I kind of blind bought that at one point during a sale. Yi is one of the best films of the 2000s. I don't think I have to tell anybody that. Night of the Hunter is a great film. Pickpocket's great. Bresson's one of my favorites. Haven't seen Sweet Smell of Success, but yeah, that's another one that I've heard a lot about. I know a lot of people like these ones, because even the ones that I haven't seen, I know are still very popular movies. Do the Right Thing, need I say more, one of the best films of all time. I'm sure most people who have been collecting Criterion probably own this by now. Ratcatcher by Lynn Ramsey, still haven't seen that, but I do want to check that out. Same with Sunday Bloody Sunday. Mirror is one of Tarkovsky's best. I was actually very surprised it was Mirror in here. I kind of expected it to be either Stalker, or I think maybe Andrei Rublev's in here at some point, but I'm not sure. Barry Lyndon's one of Kubrick's best, very underrated in terms of Kubrick's oeuvre. Really like it. Safe I haven't seen. Seconds is awesome. I actually just checked that out for the first time a while ago. His Girl Friday, I've heard a lot about as well. Another really popular one. I see a lot of people talking about this, and yeah, I need to watch some of those more classic screwball comedies like that. Mishima is beautiful. Paul Schrader's one of his best films, in my opinion. Y Tu Mama Tambien's amazing. My Own Private Idaho, I also haven't seen, but my girlfriend has it, so I'm hoping we can watch it soon. Love and Basketball, I haven't seen. Night of the Living Dead, I'm sure 99% of people who buy this box set, even if you're not a collector, even if you're kind of first time getting into like art house films, you've probably seen Night of the Living Dead. Ace in the Hole, I haven't seen it. Three Women, I haven't seen it, although I've been on a Altman kick for the past, God knows how long. I just watched Nashville recently, it was very good. Red Shoes is amazing. Down by Law, amazing, one of my all-time favorites. I've never even like really heard of this. I saw this in a store like a while back. La Chinega? I don't know. Looks good. Wanda, I haven't seen. House is great. I love House. Sullivan's Travels, I haven't seen. Battle of Algiers is phenomenal. I've only seen it the once, but very fantastic movie. Woman Under the Influence, I really enjoy. Cassavetes is awesome. I need to check out more of his stuff. I got the Cassavetes box set at like a used record store a while back, and I still have a couple of those films I need to check out. But Cleo, Agnes Varda is one of the best. That Varda box set is unbelievable, and actually that brings me into kind of a good point. So you have Cleo from 5 to 7, which I think that is the 4th release of this movie that Criterion's done, because pretty sure Cleo is in, we can probably see it here. Cleo, yeah. So it's in the 4 by Agnes box set. It's in the complete films of Agnes Varda, which this is probably, next to this Bergman box set, probably the second best thing that Criterion's done. I love this box set. I could not recommend it more. And now it's also in CC40, and you can believe, maybe you can't buy it solo. So maybe it's only in 3. But very good film. Same with Persona. It seems like it had a few releases in that Bergman box set. This is probably my favorite film in this entire box set, and there's some great films. If you haven't seen Persona, or if you haven't checked out Ingmar Bergman, definitely do. Lastly, we got In the Mood for Love, which again, with Yi, probably one of the best films of the 2000s. I don't think anyone's arguing with that. So this brings us to the main issue, which I've kind of touched on already, but a lot of collectors are saying, why would you put in your big anniversary box set just all of the most popular films that people from the Criterion Closet have picked? And I do get that, but I think they're mainly trying to highlight kind of the best of the best. Not that there's many Criterions that I consider to be bad. There certainly are a few, like quite a few, but in terms of having released, like, what are they at this point? 1,300 movies or whatever they're doing, the hit to miss ratio is pretty outstanding. So now if we go into the special features, there is a lot. It's the digital restorations of all 40 films. I don't think those are new restorations. I think those are just going to be new restorations for like the films that didn't have them. But like this In the Mood for Love one, that just got restored recently again on 4K and has been restored in the Wong Kar-wai box set, and yeah, I don't think that's going to be another new restoration. It definitely won't be. Basically all the supplemental features that you get in every other like individual release. So if you own, let's say, Do the Right Thing, I believe all those Do the Right Thing special features are going to be on there. You also have audio commentaries, alternate soundtracks and dub tracks, extensive documentaries and making of programs. Yeah, I think this is all just essentially what comes on these discs anyways. But they do add a selection of Criterion Closet pick videos, which is pretty cool. And I think the big thing that a lot of people will probably be getting this for is the 216-page book with essays by critics, scholars, and authors. Now, I'm trying to figure out if they're repackaging the same essays that come with standard releases of the film into this box set, or if these are going to be totally new essays. My money is it will be a little bit of both. They'll probably do most of those essays, but there's some, like, I think Do the Right Thing has a pretty substantial booklet, if I'm not mistaken. Essentially, this boils down to who is it for. It's not really for anyone specifically, but if you're a new collector really trying to get into physical media, or if you're trying to get into Criterion in general, you're going to want to pick this up. I know one of the big things is it's $800, but when that's on the 50% off sale and it's $400, that's like $10 a movie. And that is kind of outstanding considering the quality of work that Criterion puts into these releases, and also the fact that a lot of these films you cannot get anywhere else. In fact, most of these films you can't get anywhere else. So it's definitely, if you're trying to get into either Criterion, physical media, or even just trying to hit a bunch of these classic art house films like the 8.5s, like Persona, you know, even movies like Repo Man that are like kind of weird and crazy, definitely this is going to be one you want to pick up. But as for the long-term collector, I just don't know if it's worth the price point, especially considering you probably own 50% of these movies. I don't exactly calculate how many I have or how many I've seen, but I think it was quite a bit over half. I think there might have been like 14 that I haven't seen out of this, 40 movie box set. And one last thing is, it's not 4K, which I think a lot of people expected the next big Criterion box set to be 4K. Like usually about once a year they'll drop something like huge, whether it's the Godzilla box set, which was a huge deal, the Bergman box set, the Varda box set, which I got like almost instantly after it released because I was so excited to check out all of her films. You got the Pasolini one that we talked about kind of at the top of the video. I think a lot of people thought that this next big box set would be 4K. My money is that if they end up doing a re-release of the Kurosawa 125 box set, they'll probably make that 4K. I can't say for sure, but it's kind of time. The one issue that you have to think about for that is the price will be substantial. It will probably, my guess, break this, because Kurosawa has I think he's got 42 films, and I know for a fact Ran won't be on there because Ran just got a new re-release from Studio Canal, I believe, in 4K, and so I just can't see it being on there. But I mean, other than that, there's not a whole lot of Kurosawa movies that Criterion does not own the rights for. Definitely, if they do end up doing that, I can see that being the first 4K one. If that comes within the next year or two and isn't 4K, then we're probably not going to see it for a very long time, because I'd imagine they're waiting, especially with that new Seven Samurai 4K re-release, which I just saw and was excellent. Yeah, I can't see them doing a 4K box set if it's not Kurosawa. But that'll be it for this video. If you liked what you saw and you like physical media videos and videos about films in general, art house films, definitely feel free to subscribe. Definitely comment down below if you have any video suggestions, or if you want me to do anything differently. I'm pretty new to doing YouTube, so definitely I'll take all the suggestions that I can. So yep, that'll do it. Definitely also follow me on Letterboxd, because I just watch a ton of movies and you can watch along with me. So alright, that's it for this video. Thank you, Real Yapper fans, and I'll see you again soon.